Hello, 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 and welcome to our weekly live show. I am Fabiana Claure, pianist and business strategist for musicians. Today, we have a super exciting topic to cover, which is how to know when it's time to build a team as a music entrepreneur. My goal for our session today is that you come up with some clarity around why building a team is something you don't really need to wait for a specific moment in time, but rather it should be your starting mentality, your starting mindset. You see, when I built my first business, which was a brick and mortar music school back in 2011, 11 years ago now, never in a million years did I know that one day I would be running it remotely across the country. And that not only would it continue running profitably in my absence, but it would actually be more profitable and more thriving because I was now, for the first time, not just working in the business, but working on the business in collaboration with my husband, who's also a pianist and the co-founder of our school. So in order for this to happen, a team needed to be established, systems and strategies needed to be established, right? So this is the key to creating freedom in your business. After all, what is the point? What is the point of having a business if you're going to be tied to it and feeling overwhelmed and burned out all the time, right? So our program, everything we do in my community, in my work, the Musicians Profit Umbrella, our business mentorship program is all about helping musicians win back their time, to no longer be exhausted and overworked creative entrepreneurs, but really become leaders and visionary CEOs to build their own organizations and to be able to do it in a way where they have increased leverage so that they can no longer be burned out and they can continue practicing their instrument, continue growing their organizations, and develop the right leadership and mindset skills that are going to take them there. So today's topic is super important because I hear so many times when people come to me that, oh, I am going to wait until XYZ. When I reach this milestone, I'm going to hire help. When I create this revenue stream, I'm going to build my team. Or when I, get to this part, say, income bracket in my business, I'm going to build my team. And there's always this next marker that we're looking for to feel deserving of building our teams as entrepreneurs. And today I want to debunk that. I want to change the notion that you actually deserve, like you earned the right to build a team the minute you chose to build a business. Why? Because the more you can have people support you and have people to offload the tasks, especially for those of you who may not be that tech savvy or things like that, the more you can have people who can take things off your plate, even if it's very affordably at the very beginning, just a minimum of 5 hours, 10 hours a week, whatever it is that you can afford, it will actually help you develop your own CEO brain. You see, there's nothing more creatively stimulating than knowing that someone is there waiting for you to be giving them direction, for you to guide them, for you to lead them into what you need from them to grow your organization. So it's so easy. And I hear this all the time. I love asking established entrepreneurs, and I'm oftentimes in the room with 7 and 8 figure earners. And I always love coming to that initial question. It's like, what do you know now that you feel you should have known, or you would have loved to have known when you started your entrepreneurial journey? And almost always I get that same answer. It's like, do not wait to get help. Do not wait to seek support. Do not wait until a certain thing needs to happen before reaching out and building your support system, whether it's coaches around you, whether it's team members. Do not wait, because the longer you wait, the slower your business development journey is going to be, right? So when you are building a business, you need to know that inevitably there are going to be some parts of the business development journey that are going to be in your zone of genius, as they say, right? The things that you're really good at, and the things that frankly no one else can do. And most of those things involve strategic thinking, involve content creation, right? Involve serving your clients, at least in the beginning stages of your business, right? As you grow and expand, these things can also be little by little expanded and systematized and outsourced. But initially, as you're building this and as you're growing and trying to figure out, what should I delegate? And if I'm going to bring a team, what are those roles that I need to have my team take part in so that it makes sense from an investment standpoint? A lot of the times musicians and my clients, they hesitate to bring in people into their team because they feel that it's going to be this huge financial burden on their business budget. And so they continue taking things on and on and on and doing all the things, right? And here's the thing. If you are doing all of the roles in your business, if you are delaying making that step of investing and bringing people in, you are actually underpaying yourself in your business, because the tasks that you are doing for most part are tasks that your time is not commensurate to that task. So by you doing the things, you're actually underpaying yourself instead of being able to focus on the things that your business really needs, right? So it's asking yourself and looking at your day-to-day calendar, right? That's step one. It's like, how do I assess what are the things that I'm currently spending my time on, and asking myself, are these really profit producing activities, right? Are these really things that I should be doing, or are these things that perhaps I could outsource? And I want to tell you, most musicians, like, they're very creative and quick learners. And so I don't want you to think of it as you can't do these things or you're not capable of doing these things. It's instead of just a decision of understanding that in order for you to build a business through leverage, you have to be very protective of your time, of your energy, and of your ability to decide. So if you are going through different activities in your day that are requiring energy from you in small decisions, little decision making processes, you're wasting that energy in things that do not deserve it. Instead, you should be focusing your energy on the things that are really going to drive the business forward and are really going to move the needle for you. And that's only going to happen if you have all these little decisions, little problems that you may be solving, even tiny fires that you feel you may need to put out every once in a while. You need to be able to delegate that and have someone. It can be a collaborator, it can be a partner, it can be an assistant, it can be anyone, but you making that initial decision that your time is precious and that you cannot underpay yourself by being the one doing all the roles, right? So I would say, generally speaking, when you're looking at building your team, that first stage of awareness is, what are you doing right now? And how can you now start deciding from these different activities, which are the ones that you really should be doing and which are the ones that someone else could be doing? And again, it's not because you're incapable. It's simply because you need to be protective of your energy and attention so that you can lead and grow your music business without having all of that distraction. Every time you're looking sideways and looking at this opportunity or that opportunity, you're taking energy away from the important decisions that you need to make in your life right now, right? So that's the first step. The second step is deciding, from the tasks that I no longer want to take, who would be the best person to take this off my plate right now, right? Who would be the best person that I could outsource this so that I no longer have to be dealing with it? And how could I not only delegate it, but most importantly, systematize it, break it down into the exact steps that need to be done so that the results can be met before I delegate it? So if you are the one right now doing everything in your business and you just have no real systems or documentation or blueprints, frameworks for how you do everything, that is not a way that you're going to be able to build a team around you, because you need to document and break down what it is that you're doing right now. And sometimes just because you don't want to go through that, I see that happen a lot of my clients, just the thought of having to break down their steps, their processes, feels so daunting and overwhelming that they delay building a team just because they don't want to have to go through that and energy and having to do and put all of that together, right? So asking yourself, like, if I really want to grow this business, I cannot do it alone. I should not be expected to do it alone, right? And then ask yourself, how can I systematize now my processes, the things that I've identified after looking at my schedule that I no longer should be doing? How can I break those down and make them super clear and effective for anyone to be able to come back and take these on and do them successfully for me? And how will I know when my team member is actually doing a good job, right? Because it's not enough to just break down the processes and the steps to be able to show this person, hey, this is step one, this is step two, step three. But you also want to be able to define, what does success look like? What is the ultimate goal of this role that you're coming in to do in my organization? And how can I make it super clear for you to know when you are failing at it or when you are succeeding at it or when you're falling short of expectations, right? When you're exceeding expectations. It's defining not just the steps, but also the end game, right? And being able to communicate that. And one more thing, not just breaking down the steps, communicating those, but also committing to holding your team accountable to seeing results, right? To being a great leader. Great leaders are those who inspire and engage their members of their team to get results through inspired action, but also through accountability, right? And structure. So the third and last part of this process is not just breaking down the systems, but also making sure that you commit to following up with your team, to coaching your team. You know, a lot of the times when we bring in people into our business, we add them as team members. We don't realize that the minute we hire someone, we become their coach. We're not just the boss, right? We're not just the boss that is telling them what to do. We're also the coach that is going to support them in learning and improving and becoming more and more capable of doing things on their own. But you need to be willing to take that role of a coach and to be able to guide and support your potential, your team members in the process of excelling in their job, not just dump things on them and hope that they kind of like take it on. It's called drive-by delegation. You don't want to be a drive-by delegating CEO, right? You want to be able to understand how to break down those systems, how to communicate, you know, what is going to be expected at the end, what success looks like, and then how are you going to build that culture of learning and mentorship and accountability to ensure that your team members flourish and grow and thrive under your leadership, right? So it's taking, at the end of the day, 100% ownership of the outcome that your team can produce. Your team members may have things that they need to improve. Of course, there's always ups and downs, but ultimately, if you take responsibility for ensuring their success and not just waiting for them to be successful, you are going to be more poised for a wonderful culture of collaboration, of growth, and ultimate profitability for your music business. So if this is something you'd like to talk about more and it's, you know, started to fire up some ideas, or you would like to maybe discuss what are some of your systems that are lacking right now in the way you're running your business and the opportunities you have right now to be able to bring in more support and to get more stuff off your plate so that you can actually feel you're working on the business, not just in the business, I'm going to invite you to book a call with me so that we can connect and really discuss together what could be your next best steps for your business. I'm going to drop the link here. I'm opening up my calendar for the next week. So if you are interested in connecting and seeing what this could look like in your specific business, I'm going to put this right here in the stream. Book a call with me. We can chat about your situation in your business and what are potential rooms for increasing leverage and building better systems so that you can continue growing your business and your team and win back your life and have, you know, more hours in your day to do what you love, what matters most to you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, let's prosper together.